Okay, let's see here. I always have to adjust, sorry, the light because I'm in my writing office and I like to keep it dark in here actually. And it's very early, it's 6 o'clock in the morning here in Norway. Um, but I've done my writing for today and I thought I would talk a little bit about this big shame, this big disgrace. But let me know if you can see me and hear me. Um, I know it's a little bit dark probably, but let me know if you can hear me okay, um, if the sound is okay. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I'm going to give it just a few seconds until some more people arrive here at the chat in the live stream. And yeah, but let me first of all ask you, is this, as you can see from the title, Taliban coming to Norway on Norwegian taxpayers' money, paid for by Norwegian taxpayers? Is this something that you've heard about outside of Norway? Has it reached the headlines in other countries? I'm interested in knowing if this is like big news or if it's just here in Norway. No, you haven't heard about that? No, because okay, so you haven't heard about it. Well, in a way, that's a good thing because it's such a big disgrace. Okay, so yes, Taliban or a group of high-ranking Taliban members of the Taliban. They are, I can't remember, was it like 6, 7, 8, 10 of them? I'm not sure, but a group of Taliban is now a group of Taliban leaders and Taliban politicians, if you can call them that. They are right now, as we speak, in Norway. They are staying at a nice hotel paid for by the taxpayers, and they are fed fine food, and they were flown here, taken here on a private plane paid for by us taxpayers. And they are here because the Norwegian government believes that through talks, they will learn that we think they should care about human rights. They should stop mistreating women and so on and so on. That's the official reason behind all of this. And probably Taliban is coming here because they need us to continue giving money to Afghanistan, because when Taliban took over, the financial assistance, or the financial, what's it called, the help, was frozen, because we can't support people like the Taliban. And when you're over in the USA, you have this fine president who, yeah. So, so when basically we gave up the whole thing, and we gave Afghanistan to the Taliban, we also froze the money stream. We stopped the stream of money to Afghanistan. And Taliban is now hoping that if they nod when they're supposed to nod in the meetings here in Norway, Norway will continue sending money down to those people there. But the problem is, of course, that they are now being treated. I mean, the Taliban is now being treated as decent, sensible human beings. But they are not. They are not that, and they will never be that. They are terrorists. I mean, it should be obvious. Now, you could say that lots of other people in charge of countries are also terrorists and terrible people. Like, I would say, the Chinese Communist Party, Saudi Arabia, the Saudis, and many candidates, and they are being treated as part of the elite, like the political elite in the world. I think that's wrong. We shouldn't do that. But we have a troll here. I believe we have a troll. Martin says Islam is right about women and criminals. I think, I don't know if that's irony or I don't know, but I'll just keep that comment there. I don't think any sensible human being truly believes that. So I don't know why you wrote that, actually. But the problem is, of course, that the Norwegian government, although I don't know, but maybe for the sake of the argument, let's say that they truly believe that by treating Taliban now being in charge of Afghanistan, or at least that's what they pretend to be, treating Taliban well will make them treat women better, so to speak. Oh, we'll get rid of this Martin. We can't have that, you see. And you'd know nothing about the Norse. You're gone. We can't have that. So, to anyone who believes that Islam is right about women, you might want to remove yourself from this channel and from the live stream because we don't need that here. We're talking about people, the Taliban, that is. They are cutting people's hands off. Okay. Now, I had the misfortune of having to study Sharia a few years ago, which is the legal system of well, it is actually the legal system of Islam. And I'm not saying that's being practiced in all Muslim countries, of course not. But it is what the Taliban and ISIS or ISIS and so on, that's what basically they are. That's their legal system. So is it okay to invite people who support cutting off the hands of people for stealing something, for instance? Is that okay? No, it's not. We should not talk with those people. We should not have any conversation with those people. They should only be met with condemnation They should be ridiculed. They should be made fun of. They should be. We should have no dealings with people like that. And I believe it was a big mistake to leave Afghanistan to the Taliban. Now, Berserker Gang, 2019. Thanks a lot for the donation, and it helps a lot. And if I can say so, the way this chat works is that for me I can't see all the comments, but if you give me a super chat, it will pop up, and that's how it works, So now let's see here. Lots of good people here, as always. I know that a topic like this will attract some trolls. Disagreement is okay, but Desert Ranger, I am sorry, but it is true. The Norwegian government invited, or the Taliban is actually in Norway now, in talks with the Norwegian government. Disagreement is okay, but we can't have people. I will not have people advocating for things like true evil things, I'll just check the chat real quick. Let's see. Brasso975 says the Taliban is based and 10 times better than the Norwegian government. You're a fool when you say that, okay? And you're gone. Can't have that. Okay, I'll just scroll down. Berserker Gang, are you going to stay here for a little while? Because I would want to make you as a moderator, so that we can get, you are now a moderator here. We really can't have people here advocating for Sharia. We can't have that. Yeah, well, Rutin Teuton, a very good point. And you're writing there, most of these extremists are illiterate and cannot even read their own religious texts. That's very true. I would just add to the discussion here that I know that the former head chief of command or something of the ISIS, he was highly educated. And now he was evaporated or something like that. He's gone now. Okay. Let's see here. TKE Eide is asking, do you think our previous government would have invited them? That's a good question. Good question. I wouldn't be surprised if they had done that. It's not so much about political leanings. I don't know. How do the Norwegians react to what your government does? Norwegians, I haven't seen or heard anyone supporting this. You know, I like the idea of, no, I don't like the idea, but I understand the idea that we must communicate with these people in some way, because, like it or not, they are sort of in charge of that country, but not like this. We should not do this. It's just wrong. Um, and we should condemn them for what they do. We should refuse to give them any money. And so this is just disgusting, disgusting. And you have people in Norway, soldiers who served in Afghanistan, who lost their brothers in arms and to the Taliban. They are now. I can't imagine how that. It must be just terrible. And a Norwegian journalist, I believe, was also killed by the Taliban. So that was a guy that lots of the Norwegian journalists, they knew him, and they are now witnessing this, you know. And the brother of one of the people, one of the Taliban members who are now here, he was behind that killing, that bombing, I think it was. Bombing, they bombed a hotel. Um, let's see here. Now, I truly believe that if you subjugate the women, you can't really have if you subjugate the women, you're on the wrong track, right? So education must be made available to everyone. That's how you move a country and a population forward from the state that, for instance, Afghanistan is in now, to a better state and a better life for the people there. And Trond Arnfinn Vollevik says it is not the first time Taliban is here in Norway. I didn't know that, actually, but I know that Taliban has recently also been invited, or maybe they've been in Russia and some other countries. So they are clearly considered part of the political elite, if I can say that. Okay. Thanks, Joseph. That's very kind of you to say. Um, okay. So it is, yes, Martina, it's grotesque. That's what it is. And it's like, now I'm a father, and I have a daughter. And this, I try to envision how it would be if I lived in Afghanistan now. How would that be? I would actually be, I would actually face the fact that my daughter would not have a full life because of these evil men in charge there. It's just appalling. Dank Mutter, thanks a lot for the donation. That's very kind of you to say. That's very kind of you to say. Jason, thanks as well. Thanks a lot. Okay, I'll scroll down again. Now I see. I I like to address. We had some trolls here, and they kind of, it's always the same. When I say that women should have the equal opportunities as men, of course, I do not believe in. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Just said it, and I will always have some people trolling the chat when I say something like that, and they will say, "What do you think how do you think the Vikings would have, how do you think it was during the Viking Age?" And listen, we're not in the Viking Age, and if you know anything about the Viking Age, you should understand that that was a different time. People were a lot more dependent on each other, actually. So I won't get into a big. I won't get. That's a topic for another video, as I often say. But I, I, I s- I think that it's very immature and naive of these people who believe that, well, women should be kept down, and women should know their place in the home and all that. Well, if a woman wants to live that kind of life, that's great. That's, I believe that looking after kids, for instance, is the most important job that you can have. um, and and I think it's incredibly immature and naive, because you guys who believe that, well, who have any support of the Taliban because what they're doing to women is great, yeah, we should do the same. You're idiots, if you think that. You truly are idiots, and you don't know what you're talking about. And I hope you don't have a daughter, and I hope you're not in a relationship, and that you never will be. So please, people like that should just remove themselves from my channels and the live stream here right now. I don't have any patience with people like that. Yeah, and actually, Colin, even if you do think a woman should know their place, that's not the same as the Taliban. Yeah, and they throw acid in a girl's face. You know what? I won't say who, but I know someone who lives in Norway who had acid thrown in her face, in her eyes. And you really must understand that we are spoiled living in this part of the world. I don't think there's ever been a generation with a higher standard of living than what we are having. It's and and I think that now, okay, I will just start ranting here. Okay. Um, okay. So, now the rant would be about the people who men who are just as bad, if you ask me, as the rabid feminists. And I made a video about that, alpha male cultists and all that, and how they think that women should do this and don't do that, and this and that, and all that. I don't want to go there. It's early. I don't want to spoil my day. They make me upset because it really is, because as a father, I know those men are out there, and I mean, if my daughter met a guy like that, I don't think she will because she's very intelligent. But if that happened and he started to, saying, "Oh, you should do this and that. You should stay in the home, make me food, and you should have this life here, and I decide for you." Now, and I don't say this very often, but I would knock his head off. I wouldn't tolerate that, and I wouldn't have any. I would go. I would go, and nobody, you know, will treat my daughter like that. So, um, it's that's not going to happen. A guy like that wouldn't keep his front teeth. Just saying how it is. So, and yeah, exactly. They have hatred for women, and I think and this might sound a little bit stupid, but I've always been treated well by women. Women have always been nice to me. So, and it's and I think it has to do with how you approach people, because if you're behaving in a decent and if you treat people well, that goes for women as well. They will probably treat you um, uh, the same way. So it's not a big mystery. But if you have these expectations about how women should treat you, and it should be like that by default, no, no, it's not like that. Okay, but the Taliban is in Norway, in a Norwegian hotel, and it's a big shame. And the images, I can't show you the images because that would infringe on the copyright and all that, but it looks like they've gotten some criminals, some murderers, and lured them out of their caves with coins of silver, and put them on a plane, and and now they're in Norway eating in fine restaurants. I guess they've been shown which way to sit on a water closet, and how to uh, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous as well as shameful. Um, and I think this was a big mistake by the Norwegian government. I think that it will be remembered. It will not change the attitude of these people. They will go back and continue doing what they do because that's all they know. These people are war criminals. They support Sharia. I mean, they believe that if someone steals uh, some food, his or her hand should be cut off. These are not good people. I mean, it should not be necessary to say this, but these are not good people. These are criminals. These people should not be here. So, yeah, I'm frustrated. Olivia, good to see you. You've been a member to the channel for 4 months, and if you didn't know, I I do live streams here for members only quite often. So if you want to have access to those, you can become a member to this channel. Let's see here. First of Skin saying, what would your argument be for people saying that is a racist view? I haven't heard that actually. I haven't heard anyone say anything about racism about the Taliban here coming to Norway.